we can carry out the city's business in decency and in order. This afternoon, Chief Knight will be serving as our Sergeant at Arms. His role is to help maintain respectful behavior in the chamber. If any interruptions occur, Chief Knight will issue one warning and ask you to settle down. If the disruptions continue after the first warning, you will be asked to leave the meeting. Again, thank you for your cooperation and respect as we begin today's meeting. Today is Thursday, May 21st, 2026, and it is now 4:06 p.m.
Invocation and pledge, Pastor Lewis.
We would please stand for the prayer and the pledge. Let us pray. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. Father, we first say thank you for the privilege of this meeting. We pray for our council corporately and individually. Pray a blessing on every member of this council, on our mayor, the first staff, on our legal representation, on every employee of this city and those who volunteer daily for this city. We pray a blessing. And Father, we make a special prayer today. We are a community that it seems as though our government is doing everything it can to restrict us, to restrain us, to disenfranchise us. We will not be silent. We will not be still. We know that our sufficiency comes from you. We pray you give every member of this council in our city wisdom and knowledge how to proceed. All these prayers we make in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And the people of God say, Amen. And then the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, ladies.
Next, please.
Roll call. Councilwoman Williams. Present. Councilwoman Johnson Norwood. Present. Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
Present.
Councilman Smith.
Present.
Councilwoman Gale.
Present, we do have one.
Approval of council agenda.
Is there a motion to approve the council agenda that we went over at the 3 p.m. session?
Motion to approve. Second.
Councilwoman Williams. Councilwoman Johnson Norwood.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
Approval of minutes Thursday, May 14th, council conference and meeting minutes.
This is for approval of the Thursday, May 14th, 2026 council conference and meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve the May 14th council conference and meeting minutes with necessary corrections?
Make a motion that we approve and with any corrections I didn't see. There any noted corrections.
Is there a second?
That has to go through.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood.
Abstain due to absence.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes, within the correction. Correct. Yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
Reports of mayor and staff.
The microphone.
Good afternoon, council, citizens, and mayor. I bring to you the fire department weekly report. There was a total of 42 calls, only one fire, which was a cooking fire on May the 15th at 100 Dairy Road, District 5. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, council.
Yeah.
Here to present the report from the police department for the week of May 9th, 2026 to May 15th, 2026. Patrol officers answered 329 calls, and they're broken down into districts as follows. District 1, 61 calls, no significant events. District 2, 73 calls, no significant events. District 3, 63 calls, no significant events. District 4, 68 calls with 4 significant events. On May 9th, 2026, at approximately 22,300, there was a signal 18 person shot at 2055 Warren Street. Call advised that he had shot someone trying to erase something. Caller stated that he did not know the individual, and after being shot, the individual feigned the same. This case is still being investigated. On May 13th, 2026, at approximately 2000 hours, there was a signal 26 deceased person at 1615 Global Avenue, District 4. This was an obvious death needed after cause. On May 13th, 2026, at approximately 1555 hours, there was a signal 26 of deceased person at 1210 Clara Avenue. This was an obvious death, also known as after cause. On May 15th, 2026, at approximately 09:55 hours, there was a signal 9 person struck by a vehicle at 841 West Main Street. Getting struck by a vehicle while crossing the street. The driver of the vehicle is staying seen and called for assistance from law enforcement. The driver advised that he did not see the victim, and the victim was transported to the District 5, 64 calls, and no significant events.
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon, council. Good afternoon. And citizens. Stand before you to give my mayor's weekly report. It's been a busy week. We started the week out with a meeting with USA. And that was a very productive meeting. I don't know if you all saw the photos, but we got to ride on the trolley and tour the campus and meet with President Bonner. He has committed to us a relationship with the city of Prichard. We have asked for some initiatives to work together on, and so he's amenable to that. We did mention the urgent care, Councilman Smith, from USA healthcare systems, and so hopefully they'll be looking into that. All in all, it was a great meeting with USA. Then we went on to or came back and we met with the folks with the state for Go Mesa. Some time ago, I put on your agenda in reference to the Sweeney Bridge project, Councilwoman Bettis, is in your district. I think that Thompson wanted to do a change order and charge us thousands of dollars to do that. And we did not have the money that we needed to finish the project. So we went back and we asked them for more money. They have basically approved that increase. However, they are saying to us and encouraging us to go back again and look again now that, fuel prices are up and everything, and give them a true cost and number, and maybe put a little contingency in there with all of the fluctuation in the market right now. They also encouraged us to put in, we have until I think May the 29th to put in other projects. And so what I have charged our public works director / engineer to do is to help us to come up with a project that will complement that project. along with, the Sweeney, not Sweeney, the Warren Street Bridge, I think is in District Two. We want to submit that that street is closed down because of the bridge. And so we will submit for that as well. So we've talked with the grant team about that. And so if there and we can put in other as many grants as we want, right? They and then they will choose whichever grant they choose to fund. Um so we'll go through the entire city and look at other projects that we may can submit. It's a short window of time. I just know that those two bridges are urgent and need to be reopened.
Here, Davis.
Yes.
So on, Prichard Lane in my district, if you're going towards, 45, just as you come past St. James, where the Tolman Springs room,
Mhm.
that area, when we just had that last hard rain, it is still continues to flood and it's like impassable.
Mhm.
So if that's a potential type of project that you're looking for, I'd like to submit that.
Okay. It's on
That's,
Prichard
right
Lane.
here, Prichard Lane and 45.
Prichard Lane.
In 45.
Another one could be, with the drainage project that we've already been approved for. I'm trying to see how can we tie that in, with this and trying to get that going.
Mhm.
And put that back on the board and see where we're at with that drainage project. And I know it's already been approved with Corps Engineers, and this is something that we desperately need
Mhm.
in District Five. And this is not only gonna help District Five, but it will help four and, District Two also.
I was coming to that. So I just got the agreements for that project. There is a match for it. I believe it's somewhere around $100,000. No, that's not right. It's more than 100,000. It's 20% of whatever the grant amount is. So I emailed the Corps today to ask if we can use GoMesa funds to as our match. And if they say yes, then we'll put that project in because that project too is already done and all we have to do is submit it. So I've asked that question today and hopefully they'll say yes. Because that'll be an easy one. I am excited to tell you guys that we did get approved for another grant. It's the AARP grant. It is one that we worked on with the grant team for $15,000. It's gonna be in District 5. It was one of the ones that we applied for the senior center. And so the grant is for the improvement to the outside portion of the senior center to put shade over the seating area in the back so they can enjoy the outside and to kind of redo the concrete around there. So we do have that. Um, we'll have to bid that out probably. Well, it depends on the amount. We may not have to bid that out. It's underneath, it's general, so it's under works. Yeah, it's under the bid amount, as public works. So what we're gonna do is, I'm actually trying to see if I can get Lowe's or Home Depot to actually donate the awning that goes across there, and there's a kit that Lowe's does. So we have our team working on that to talk with them. Mhm. Say it again. It's it's a awning. What is it called? Shade sail. A shade, yes, shade sail. Say that fast. You know, we only have 15,000. We may can get it if they'll donate it. Yeah.
Yeah, we can look at that too. Something-
Mr. Smith, we're not here.
Yeah, but might say one with burger also.
Yeah, I just have a question, because I'm in the process of, pricing benches for the bike walking trail. We
Yes.
have a lot of seniors who walk, but there's no place to sit and they can do that whole 1.7 miles. Is it possible a bench or two can come out of that, or do I need to continue on looking? It can't come out of that grant. It can't come out of that grant. However, we do have benches that we've identified. I think the commission had asked for us to put together a program for people to donate benches.
Yes.
And so did you receive, did the commission receive,
We
ben-
thought it received the information we need. If I could speak to it, the commission is open to, once we have the information we need, the administration says, if we can get people to sponsor benches, then the administration and public works would actually install the benches. So that is still an ongoing project that began at Mr. Smith's meeting there at the Osea Edwards building.
right,
So it just takes a while to get all the
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Want to be one of the first sponsor. Okay.
yeah.
Parts of
What was the, average cost of those benches? Do you remember? Yeah, we were looking at about 1,500, between 50 per bench, between 1800.
Just one.
Just one.
For a bitch.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they got it.
Is that an all? But the reading part, no, that's outstanding. Bitch quality.
It's similar to the. Mhm.
But this is a project the Historic Commission is in tandem with the mayor on already. Miss North.
Mhm.
And we'll be seeing all the commission to see who wants to buy a bench, once we know. All the councilors, rather, the city council.
Yes. But we're working on it. We're trying to improve we're trying to improve the walking trail altogether, even more. So, we had it on our radar, Councilwoman. I don't know, okay, so we talked about the ARP grant. I did want to mention that we did do a thorough assessment of the senior center. And it is going to be a focus of this administration to renovate that senior center. And to get more programming and activities at the senior center. One of which we applied for the computer lab to go to AARP. And we'll go to some other grant makers to try to see can we get some computers in there. But we want to make our senior center better than what it is. And so it's going to be a goal of the administration and hopefully in partnership with the council to improve that facility. Because it is much needed. On yesterday, we were very honored and pleased to be asked to help to co-host a delegation from Benin. I'd like to thank the council members who attended on last night. It was a wonderful occasion. We were able to meet with some of the dignitaries, special advisor to the president of Benin, and some other educators in reference to trying to forge a true partnership with the city of Prichard. I am going to assign our deputy strategist and or our strategy team to try to help us to come up with a path forward to actually have a meaningful relationship with the country of Benin. I see it as a viable economic opportunity, uh, and so do they. And so we're going to actually dedicate some time and effort to putting together a plan and hopefully bring it back before council and working with the council on that plan to build a true relationship with them. So we were happy to do that. On yesterday morning, we attended the MPO board meeting And at the board meeting, we voted to approve a grant, another $90,000 appropriation that we requested from the MPO for a feasibility study on Wilson Avenue, starting at Viber High School at Turner Road, that's West Turner Road, all the way to our city line at Harsh Fried Chicken. And we're looking at a total improvement to that area for the purpose of pedestrian safety and to slow people down as they come through our downtown. So hopefully we can get more merchants and things in our downtown. So those were the meetings that we had. I do have for you all today, and it's on your agenda about the garbage service. Is that showing up there? Can y'all see that? It's too small.
So,
Okay, hold on. Y'all know I'm actually help. Okay. Here, I'll just read it. I'll just read it for a second time. Anyway, I gave you all a hard copy to the council and I wanted to put it up for the citizens. This is in reference to our analysis that we did for our sanitation department, and it reads, members of the Prichard City Council, the city of Prichard must take a serious and fiscal responsible look at the current cost of operating sanitation services. Based on annual cost summary provided, the city's current sanitation related expenses total $1.8 million 46,172.92 annually. At the same time, the city has a proposed garbage service contract optional for 90 days at $384,750 and a proposed yearly contract in the amount of $1.5 million 12,000. The annual comparison shows the placement of garbage service on bid by produce may produce meaningful savings while improving accountability, reliability, and transparency. And so on here, you have a chart of what our current annual expenses are broken down. And then you have the option for your yearly contract and then your 90-day contract. But what it says most importantly down at the bottom is that it's going to save the city by outsourcing our garbage $334,172.92. The largest cost pressure on the sanitation department is not one single expense. It is the combination of truck leasing, landfill fees, labor, maintenance, emergency services, fuel, insurance, and deep repair costs. These expenses show that the city is carrying both an operational burden and the financial risk of running sanitation services internally. The most concerning line item is the maintenance cost. And that maintenance cost is over $400,000, which is higher than your labor costs and the cost to lease the trucks. So I'll spare reading all of this, but I'll just say, as the mayor of the city, it's my responsibility to protect our citizens, which we talk about in public health safety, public health risks when we talk about leaving garbage on our streets. Also to protect our taxpayers and the dollars that we spend out and to ensure that the city services are dependable, affordable, and accountable. And so these numbers that I presented to you and to the public today shows us that we are not using our dollars at the highest and best use as it pertains to garbage service. And I know that you all have had many calls about consistency in garbage service. It is very difficult to keep up with the maintenance on these trucks. Our streets are not in the best conditions. We have issues with overhanging power lines and tree lines, and so it is likely that the trucks will be damaged and we would have to repair them. And when those trucks go down, there's a period of time that they have to assess the truck. Then there's a period of time that they have to repair the truck. In the meanwhile, in between time, garbage is on the ground and you have to get it up. So we oftentimes have to call in an exterior service provider to come in. And I took a look at what we spent out just in 2025. I believe it was for that emergency service. It was over $400,000. So it is incumbent upon us to really and truly take a look at this service, and you have before you on your agenda today an emergency contract so that we can begin to move out of the garbage business. The contract that you have before you today is there because they'll take over on June the 15th, but we have to transition. So when we sign the contract, then we'll start to prepare to decommission, and that way we won't get another bill from our leasing company on those trucks, which comes out the 1st and 21st, 24th of the month. So I just wanted to give you that cost analysis so that you can see what we're looking at and understand that, and we can make a good decision and move forward. Are there any questions?
Mayor Davis, on this first set here where it says, sanitation annual expense summary, are those the ones that we're using now with the 360?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's what we're using now.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's for the 2 trucks. Is that, do
We-
have how many trucks we have with them?
No, ma'am, we actually have 3 trucks with them.
Okay, 3 trucks, so for 3 trucks. And the one that you're proposing, that's the A1, is that,
Yes, ma'am, that's in your packet today.
and how much is that for those trucks?
Well, they're not just providing the trucks, they're providing all of these services that you see here, the landfill, the picking up of the trash, the labor and all that, they're providing all of that. They're not just providing the trucks.
So that's them at the bottom.
Yes, ma'am.
1,800,000.
No, ma'am. The one at the bottom, very bottom, is what we currently pay. Well, put this back up so everyone can see what. It- Yeah, let me just.
It's so weird. You can get all of them. Get the difference. In the bottom, the blue side, that's the bottom. The new proposed contract would be.
Can everybody see that?
would be 1.512 versus the 1.846. So a savings of $334,172.
So Mayor Davis,
Yes.
I can recall in 2023, when we signed this contract with RDK Assets Inc.
Mhm.
And our understanding, well, the way it was presented and supposed to work is that they would actually do the maintenance of the trucks. If the truck broke down, we would send it back to them. They would repair it and replace it with another truck. So our citizens were never lacking in service. My question is that not what has happened?
No, ma'am, you've experienced that in your district I'll bring to your remembrance during Thanksgiving, I think it was. The truck went down, okay? I think it was on a Thursday or a Friday. They have 48 hours to evaluate the truck. Okay, then they evaluate the truck, and let's just say they say, well, it's something that can be repaired. Then you have to send it over to the shop to get repaired. Then they'll send you another truck, but the agreement is is 3 days. So now you're already down 5 days. So it sounds like, yes, they'll, send you another truck and they will, but it's the lag in the time in the service and you have garbage on the ground for 5 days and the citizens are complaining about the fact that you haven't picked up the garbage. Now, if it's something that is major, then that we didn't cause, then they will fix it. But if it's not, then we have to repair. So if you look at the chart, look at your paperwork, you see where you have repair costs. That's costs that we have paid, and I actually pulled the numbers to the vendors where we have paid Samsung and what's the other company name? Empire, to actually repair the, whatever is wrong with the trucks. So this is actual hard costs that we have.
And
I don't-
what is the insurance cost? I mean, if we're just leasing the trucks,
You still have to insure it. Still have to insure it. So
Insurance doesn't cover these and damages.
depends on the damage. Now, we have filed some insurance claims, and every time you file an insurance claim, it's $5,000 deductible. This right here, this cost that you're looking at is your premium cost. So I called Amic today and had them to break out these particular trucks and what the cost out of the overall premium for these particular trucks is. And this is the cost that they get for per year.
Which is
It's the 42,400.
$42,419 to get those vehicles fixed.
That's just insurance.
Oh, to get them
Just
insured.
keep them insured.
Okay, so I'm saying that the $88,482 and 90 cents,
That's the repair. If you
that's what we have to pay for repairs. That's not being covered by RDK, correct?
correct.
What repairs are these and why are they not? What damages have been done?
You gotta talk it to.
What you guys are looking at are for the hoses built and also the form of the trucks, which is not covered by RDA.
say that again?
The hoses that built and the arm of the trucks. Those things are responsibility of the city. Things as transmission, motors, and things of that nature will be covered by RDK. But they are willing to work with the city to move those trucks in when they do go down for those major repairs.
So the arm and all these hoses, those are major repairs.
Those are major repairs. So we have to take care of those things.
So is this just wear and tear or is this just operating?
So you're having about, you thinking, so you get, so the truck is picking up 9,000 cans a month. And it's up and going up and there. Some cities they have motors, some cities have batteries, some have oxygen tanks. Those things are taking a beating on those trucks. So you have an organist that's trying to shave down whatever goes in the truck versus come back and split it.
Yeah, I know, but that's what they made for, and so
Now,
I'm just
batteries,
to see if these
They-
are, well, battery can be, a place for.
No.
no, these are going into the trash can itself, and then they are coming back into the solid waste.
Oh,
And those things are tearing those organs up on the truck.
okay. So you're saying people are dumping,
People are dumping the wrong things in those cans.
okay.
Let me ask you something. The city, what happened with the city trash trucks?
So the city still have 3 trash trucks that's currently on the yard that was 2019. Those trucks are more outdated than what we currently have in the fleet right now.
And
Are they not usable anymore?
They're not.
we're still paying for them. So they are on our region loan that we're paying along with the garbage cans. We financed the garbage cans for $500,000. So we are still paying for that, those garbage cans and those Peterbilt vehicles, which was 2019, and they're not even working.
What's wrong? What's the diagnosis of those? So one of them have a PTO system that's roughly about 60 to 70,000, not counting whatever else that once they actually die, fix that one issue. The other one is have a Arner arm. The Arner in that one is down as well, and also the casing of that arm of the one. Because currently we do have one that is still running, but it's not at the best potential case. So if he's got one of running out of the three that city bought in 2019.
Can those be traded in at all to be upgraded?
Trying to surplus them, but you guys know they're still on the regional line, so.
But I have spoken with Rufus about allowing us to surplus them and get them off of the loan. And he has agreed to do that, but now that money would have to go back towards the repayment of the loan.
So how long have when did we get those trucks? Was it, I know it was before I got, when
2019.
before I got.
First year was 2019 when they pulled the garbage back into public works.
Do you all have a mechanic? Wasn't someone over there fixing cars and things they can't do?
Still over there. Those are more electronic issues that's outside of scope. The mechanic does change the hoses and things of that nature, but anything that's inside that computer system, it has to go to those mechanic shops, unfortunately.
Well, Madam President, there are just a lot, the more we talk, the more questions I have. And I really, when we get to this point on the agenda, I would really like to have a public hearing and hear from the mechanic, the vendor, and just everybody, because I understand that we haven't been paying the bill to RJK on time, and we just need the whole picture. And I want to hear from everybody before we make a decision. Plus our attorney isn't here. But we can get to that when we get to
This is not part of it right now.
This is ready for it. Yeah.
Oh,
I will say this is that, I did have, Ms. Connie send back over, the payments that we have made on the account. So that, you all will get a clear picture of what actually has been paid. We all know that during the, winter months, our revenue is slow. And so they have been working with us, and I spoke with the owner, today. And he said that he will continue to work with us. I am suggesting that we take this savings and put it back into cleaning up our city by getting trash trucks. And RDK is willing to lease us trash trucks as opposed to garbage trucks. I think some of the biggest complaints that we have is blight and trash. And we can turn these savings back over into cleaning our city up and outsource the garbage and know that we have a reliable service on the garbage side. And it's a fixed cost. That's the other thing, is that, you know, I think I told you that we had over $400,000 one year in costs that was not budgeted for. If you look at your budget, it is not $460 something thousand to get emergency garbage service. And you cannot run a budget that way when the garbage truck may break down and then you have to pay $20,000 because it's $9,000 a day for somebody to come in and pick your garbage up. It's just not a good financial practice. And we need to have some consistency in our billing. And so this would give us a consistent, we would know exactly what we have to pay every month for garbage service, which we don't know at this point. So I'll be
So those trucks that the city bought, they only last for 7 years.
I don't even know if they last 60 years. Yeah, give and take.
And what was the price on those three trucks?
It's 300,000.
A piece?
Yes, ma'am. And we know what the balance of that loan is. That we, yeah, come back. I'll have to find out. But I think it's somewhere around, right under $1 million
We owe $1 million on it?
left. That we have left.
So if they were 300,000 each, you're saying
Mhm.
900,000.
But the loan had everything in it. It had more things than just the garbage cans and the garbage, trucks. It had more things in it. It had the, police vehicles and some other items, I think. But that was included in that. And we have been paying for those things for 8 years almost.
Is that the typical lifespan of a garbage truck?
No,
I think so.
no,
24
24 months,
months.
2 years, but we financed them for 8. So
Say
it
it one more time. The average lifespan of a garbage truck
is 24 months,
is 2 years.
2 years. So, and, it's just, again, we just need to look at how we can put the city on a good financial foundation. And part of that is, of course, cutting costs and, getting consistency in our billing. We complain about, we didn't pay this bill on time or that bill on time. But if you keep getting these emergency invoices that come in, something's gonna fall short. That's just how money works.
Let me ask you a question. Y'all got what, 2 mechanics over there?
We have one right now.
One mechanic.
Yeah.
So what is he qualified to work on it?
He's qualified to work on everything, but the company will not allow you to work on certain things. He's only allowed to work, he can't work on the transmission, for example, of a truck. And a lot of the things that go wrong with these trucks are electrical. And so you have to take them back to, it's almost like having a luxury car. You know how you have to take a Mercedes to the Mercedes dealer.
But those are things that they supposed to fix, correct? Conventional
They-
transmission.
Yeah, they will. They will.
So is it what's it taking too long? What's the problem with them fixing?
Well, what we're talking about, the city trucks, is that what you're talking about?
I'm talking about the garbage truck.
Yeah, we're talking about the garbage trucks, the city garbage trucks. But we got what, 3 over there that's not going.
We got 2 that's not working.
So one of them working and 2 of
One of them
them.
we just got a shop. I think that repair cost was what, 55? How much was that?
How much was that repair cost for that heater bill that we just paid when I first got here?
About $16,000.
So we got just one working and 2 just sitting on the lot, and we got 1 mechanic instead of 2.
Well, once again, like I said, public hearing, since we're not allowed to talk to any of the employees, I'd like the employee to come here. I'd like to hear from the mechanic's mouth why they can't be fixed and what have you been doing? Because we are paying you. And I think the citizens have a right to know, and so do we, before we go to another, we just have too many contracts. It sounds so good, everything's great, and then a year or 2 later, oh, it wasn't what it's supposed to be. Let's find out what really it is. We don't have to do this like right away, but I think like next week, if we could get them to come and tell us the whole story, tell the citizens the whole story.
Is McDuffie the only sanitation?
What-
Is McDuffie the only sanitation?
Yeah, they are servicing Chickasaw and all these other cities. And McDuffie, let me get you all to understand something about that part, okay? A lot of these companies that come in, these bigger companies that you see like Republic and these other companies, they make you get their garbage can. we have just, and I just stated this, we just bought garbage cans for $500,000, we still not done paying it. Okay, McDuffie will not make us get new garbage cans, so that's not a cost that we have to incur. So what that means for us is, and we're looking at doing an annual contract. So let's just say that for some reason it doesn't work out. Then in a year's time, then you just release vehicles. We'll still be in relationship with RDK. We'll still have the drivers, and then we can pick it all up again if that's what we chose to do. Would be my recommendation, but if that's what you chose to do, you could do that.
So is this, A1, those the same people that had them pipes over there at the,
They are, they are. Yeah, because we owed them $35,000. But at the end of the day, the other thing I want to stress is
the, if you got a public hearing, that's all down the line here on this agenda.
I don't,
This is just the mayor's report right now.
yeah.
Okay, I see it first.
Yeah. The other thing is that we are in a month-to-month with RDK. Okay, so, it's not like we have signed another long-term lease with them. And so the trucks that we have, just so y'all know, are the same trucks because they will not give us new trucks unless we sign another 2-year lease. I refuse to sign another 2-year lease. We're just month to month. So that we could take a look at this to see whether or not we wanted to go a different direction. So we still have the same old trucks. If the trucks break down, your citizens are gonna be calling you. Because they're the same trucks. They're not new trucks. Okay? So
That RDK, they have what, how many trucks running?
we currently have 2 trucks. We told them to take back the rear load truck yesterday. Because we had 3. But we told them to take that one back because
Three running,
we have 3 running.
1 hours, 2 of
2 days.
And if we did a 2-year, it would be somewhere along the lines of 1.8.
The cost to operate, yes. Your lease may go down just a bit because we could potentially continue to use the 2019 truck that we have. But again, these trucks are only supposed to be in service for 2 years. So you're looking at 6 years. No, 7. 7 years. On that truck.
So it sounds to me, I have concern too about this. We're paying out a lot on the lease. That we don't know, but yet we still have a lot of responsibility. I do like the option of having it outsourced so that our citizens wouldn't have to worry about whether or not their trash or their garbage is being picked up. And you wouldn't have to incur the maintenance costs. I guess that would have to make sure all that is spelled out in any potential new contract. But savings, over $300,000 in savings definitely could be put somewhere else, and we do need to support in our trash department area for picking up. Because I'm getting a bunch of calls about that. I like the option of having a contract with a company and that we don't have all of the responsibilities that we currently have. And I do understand what's being explained about when you have these emergency calls and the equipment breaks down. That's not, you can try to budget for that, but you can. And if you didn't know you were gonna have a $20,000 deal come in and you already got things budgeted, that is an issue. How do you maintain a budget when you keep having unexpected costs that you have to pay out? So I mean, I'm all for I'm fine with hearing from people, but I think we really do as a council need to look at coming up with something that is more sustainable, that we know every month, the finance department will know every month, this is the amount of money you're going to spend. on this line item versus it going up and down and fluctuating. And we know we already have bills, other things that are already committed to be paid. So that's my sentiment. I don't have a problem with switching. I like steady. So I like that knowing what you're gonna pay every month versus every month having a bit.
I would just like to say that, it's always best if you can take care of yourself and not have to depend on nobody else. So I would like to know about those other trucks on that lot over there. And, you said we got one mechanic in here now. And I would like to have a public hearing, get them in here. And where we can subpoena them in here and talk with them
You don't have to submit.
and see, well, just in case, because I know we were told that we weren't supposed to talk to them. So if we have to go that route, that's what I'm talking about, to get them in here and see what the mechanics over there can do. Before we make a decision, but this your marriage report, so this will go down further, but that's gonna be my take once we get down. It's always better if you can take care of yourself.
Well, we haven't been able to do that.
Well, we need to start.
I agree.
I agree too.
But-
We need
but the way
mechanics in here that can work on those trucks. And we just need to talk to the mechanics that we have here to see what's wrong with the trucks. And they're just sitting over there on the lot.
Yes, ma'am.
And not only though, we got other things out, sitting somewhere. Ever since several months, they're just sitting. Ms. Tracy, President, I know you are over the public work and public service. Have you been over there to talk with these people? You are over the public works. and
Right,
public
now, we had a Public Works and Public Safety Committee meeting on Monday, and actually the director, Mr. William Petway was over and Chief Knight, and we had a meeting, we meet like every other week. So and he actually did bring some good information to us, as far as the trash trucks. I would love for him to be here to explain a lot that goes on over there in the Public Works and Public Safety. But he did, if you're here on Mondays, he does come to the meeting and give an update on things that's going on over there.
And he did give us an analysis, his initial analysis.
Which I got some stuff on, it's my portion of the report about reading.
Yeah, his initial analysis was not comprehensive. And so we met with him on yesterday, in reference to that. Because he only had, certain things in there, like he didn't have privy to the, insurance costs, he didn't have it, privy to the, debt service costs and all of that. So he would not have known that to put into his analysis. But we did meet on yesterday with the finance director and, both the supervisor for garbage services and the public works director. So we've been working on this for, a couple of months now.
And one other question, would we definitely be required to have a city business license?
Yes. Which I think they were in the process of getting today. They have not had that requirement in the past.
Right, we've been paying them for a while though. Right?
Yes, we have, and
And
they
they don't
not,
have a business.
they were not required to have one. But we have
How is that?
fixed. I wasn't here, don't know.
Well, since you are here, have you asked them about that, ask them about that?
No,
Business license?
yeah, yeah. They, like I said, today they were informed that they need to get a business license. And they've been in contact with the, clerk's office.
Well, does RDK? No. Does RDK have a business just as though we have?
I would have to, I don't think so.
Do you know if RDK has?
They do not.
I know that was one of the concerns and one of the things that the finance director said that if they're doing business the city of Prichard, and we're issuing checks and payments to them that they should have a business license for the city of Prichard. Absolutely. Yeah, or we need to, I'm not sure how, whether, I know it comes to the assistant, city clerk, but we need to make sure that these businesses that we're paying is in good standing, to have a business license with the city of Prichard.
Yes, ma'am. I agree. Mayor, I would like to back up, you said you met with Mr. President Joe Bonner out at the university. Yes, ma'am. With him and that's a, hopefully that was a good meeting. But the university was already connected with us with that library up there. Their librarians, as a matter of fact, they had gotten 3 to 4 grants for that library up there. So now that everything is on hold, but we'll deal with that later on. We are already connected with them and I've been talking with them. And not only them, I've talked with the university about their doctors. Because with that library up there, I have plans that was to add to that library. We were gonna get 5 acres from the Indian Springs School. They got 13 over there and they're not gonna use. And Dr. Quinshaw was talking with Mr. Anderson over there and they was looking at 5 acres for me to get to add to that. And we got plans back there in my office for that. And we was gonna add a clinic from the university and hospital in there and also a pharmacy, a Walgreens from Mr. Jasper up there. We had all that intact. So we already connected with the university. I'm a lifetime alumni out there with them also. And last year I was chosen as their humanitarian of the year out there at the university. So the thing is that we're connected with them. We need to get to where they want to be connected with us. And that's what I'm hoping we can do, back up and get some things straight. They got many people out there that can come in here and help this city. Uh, and I've talked with them about that. And that's what I was, really looking to do and not bragging or anything. I finished from out there in 1980 and like I said, I'm a lifetime and it was for a purpose. And I still work there for a purpose because I want to bring them into this city and let them help us with this city and not bragging. But if you go look on that molten wall out there, my name is on that wall and it wasn't pasted on there like some of the people are pasted on there now. It was etched in there when that wall came in. And I was surprised when the wall came in out there. I called back there and asked them where was my name at on the wall. The lady said, Miss Williams, your name is on the 7th slate, the 7th row, and you count from the bottom up, you the 7th person. And I went out there and looked, and that's what it was, 777. So we are already connected with them. They got much money out there. Yes, and that library, you were saying that you could name it Annie Williams. That library was named after Mayor Mitchell. The Mitchell brothers that put millions of dollars into the university out there. They got the cancer center named after them. And I'm quite sure this city could get something from them. Also, Mayor is dead right now, but his wife and his daughter is still here. It's been, I just want to say that this city is already connected to them. We need to get connected so we can get them in here. That university can help us a lot. Yes, ma'am.
Madam President. So back to the trash. Also, no pun intended, but with RDK, we are gonna make them get a business license, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just, and if we decide on whoever to go with next, these people are getting business license.
Yes,
Because I think that's a big issue.
it is.
Right.
Yeah, you would think it would have come up.
Moving on.
Yes. Thank you. Can I just? Yep. It is.
Finance Committee,
No report.
Ms. Gander, you have Councilman saying that they're reading.
Not until we can get, you leave.
When, if, is there a meeting Thursday? What I wanted to add to that is that we had employee raises and salaries, the finance committee agenda to be looked at. Add employee raises and salaries to the finance committee meeting. Then I had a quick question under the finances, looking at the last finance report. There were some transactions for fuel and I wanted to see if administration can give me or, Ms. Kim on how we handle fuel. I know we were using, the public works is where we go to the fuel station. Is that correct? To fill up? I'm sorry, with the fuel, I'm looking at the finance report and there were some transactions for fuel purchase at Love's and from my understanding, all vehicles were being,
The fire department uses love.
okay, so,
Some of the vehicles have to be on these.
so with the increase of the fuel, do we know what we're paying monthly right now for the fuel at
For the fuel that we're purchasing, we buy it at a government rate, so we're not really affected by what you see going on with the retail.
so it's okay, so no inflation there.
Okay, right now.
So
The diesel.
we should get 'em.
Are we paying the government rate on diesel or?
Find out.
Okay, yeah, maybe I find that out.
When we get a report on the fuel costs that we're paying
For
no, or for the both.
oh, yeah.
Like a monthly report, letting us know how much we're spending in gas, nickel and fuel for our vehicles.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, on that, before we move on to the VA committee, I would like to make a motion to make the correspondence that we received on May 7th from Miss Rachel Riddle, matter of record. Is there a second?
Second.
I didn't hear what you said. Rachel, I just wanna make her email that she sent.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis,
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
Bid committee,
We don't report at this time.
We have a meeting tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. You do it.
I just want to make sure.
But I thought that was gonna be the announcement.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No problem.
Public Works and Public Safety Committee,
Right, so we had a meeting on Monday morning and we were discussing in a previous meeting, Mayor Davis brought up, we needed to update or get an evacuation plan because we're approaching hurricane season. So I have a couple questions, but I'll let it go ahead because I have it on the agenda on the item 10. But we'll have our next meeting on June the 1st. Yes, ma'am.
Ordinance Committee,
Yes, ordinance committee did meet, we will have our next meeting on. I think it's the 20.
Is it today?
Not this Tuesday.
It's the 22nd.
It's the June the 2nd. June 9th. June the 9th. And we did review, we gave a report last week. We reviewed, the peddlers, the fees for the peddlers, and we agreed to lower those. We voted on that and passed it at the last council meeting. We also talked about, there seems to be further investigation that's needed around the 45, Highway 45. How they're listed and whether or not they need to be paying, having a business license. And if we need to create some ordinance around that, for that type of facility, because it seems like they are accepting monies they're being paid. So, that's something that we need to discuss again at the next, ordinance committee meeting. Next meeting will be on the, 9th at 12 p.m.
Investigative committee,
The next meeting will be on Thursday, the 28th at 2:30 p.m. 2:30 p.m.
Prichard Historical Commission,
Yes, ma'am. Greetings to the council, the mayor, and others. I am Sylvester Salem, Lewis. I live at 3332 Whistler Street in Whistler. I'm one of your 7 Prichard Historical Commissioners. And to give further information concerning the matter that came before us earlier, the Historic Commission is currently working on and tandem with the mayor for benches for the bike trail area. We are planning within the next 2 weeks to schedule a meeting first with Miss Norwood to tour all of the bike trail area that is in her district and to tour with Councilman Smith the areas of the bike trail that are in his district. That doesn't mean that any of the city council are left out. These are just persons that happen to have this in their district. There are areas on the bike trail from Prichard Stadium all the way to Wasson Avenue where there's not a lot of frontage or park sort of area. From the stadium down to the area where the Christmas extravaganza was. We do want to put benches on the bike trail bank. Then when we get to Wasson Avenue, on the area between Wasson Avenue and Gould Street on Turner Road, there's a good bit of quote unquote park area there where the gazebo is. In that area, which is in Councilwoman Norwood's district, we want to put benches on the bike trail, but also some in the park area. Then coming down the bike trail between Gould and Anderson, this is in Councilman Smith's district, and both sides of the bike trail, as in Station Street side and the Rebel Road side, have quote unquote park areas and access. All of the bike trail fronts onto District 5. The only access from District 5 is the section that I just talked to you about. And so the park area there between along Rebel and Station Street, we want benches on the trail, but also some in the area around that. We've discussed, and the mayor is now getting with us some cost for the benches. And we'll know soon a final statement on that. Our plan is to offer the benches if citizens want to purchase a bench in memory of, in honor of, whatever. And the mayor has tentatively committed that if we purchase benches, that our Public Works and Parks and Recreation will install the benches. The benches must be installed in concrete or they will stay with us. Another thing that we are studying about at this point is whether we want to put a placard on each bench, for instance, given in loving memory of by Councilman Roy Smith. Or do we want to have a centralized place with a large monument with plaques on it? The reason being security on the bike trail. We have to figure out what is best. For instance, the benches might be numbered. You've got bench number 1, you go to this well-lighted area. Number 1 is named as appropriate. For instance, given in loving memory of Reverend Mrs. Sam Lewis by Pastor Sam Lewis. In other words, for my parents, there might be bench number 17. So there are a lot of things that we've been working on ever since the idea's inception at the meeting at the District 5 meeting some months ago. These things do take time, and we realize the urgency, especially of those on the actual bike trail, that people do need places to see it. And, but also we have to do things, the benches must meet a certain code. If we as a city sell benches that maybe we went to Lowe's and bought for $300 and someone gets injured or harmed, then the city could bear some liability there. So, we hope to be able to finalize some things. Once we've met with the two council people on the bike trail, then we hope to meet with the mayor and with Public Works and with Parks and Recreation and do some touring as well and come up with some suggested sites. We appreciate your patience. We appreciate your enthusiasm. We're really going to appreciate when you start writing the checks. Are there questions, please?
Thank
Prichard
you.
Library Board,
No report, we have an appointment.
Prichard Water Work and Sewer Board,
Steve present.
Special District Committee,
What is this?
This schedule, well, actually, I would like to get with my co-chair. And we'll announce the next meeting time. The council on board. You the co-chair. Okay.
correspondence, from Councilwoman Hill regarding Library Board appointment.
The library board appointment has been up for a while. Mr. Woods retired. And his appointment is up and we didn't know until I think a couple weeks ago that it's my, the appointment of District 3. So at this time, I would like to, make an appointment of, Tarkisha Burton is my appointment that I'm requesting for the library board. Is there a motion for President Hill and taking appointments to library board? Is there a motion to accept the appointment?
I make a motion.
Do you have a resume?
I can email you a resume.
I mean, is there a standard process? Do y'all?
No,
collect
it's the
resumes
appointment that,
for
it's
everybody?
the appointment for the district breaks. So it was just an appointment that I received a few resumes and that was the one I selected.
I'll make a motion to accept the recommendation pending the, you'll share with the council to the president.
Yes, I second that, pending, review of the resume.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis,
Yes.
Councilman Smith, Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
Request to annex property of Sawgrass into the city limits.
Yes, Madam President, we presented to you or giving each council a ordinance, and we're gonna ask that, we have put this on the agenda. I'm gonna ask the, attorney to kind of, go through the process with you all and ask that you waive, procedure to accept them because they are here today. So
Council members. Yep, come up if you like.
Your mic is
Coming up to the podium are. Please introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, council. I'm Rob Streets with Sawgrass.
any,
Good afternoon, I'm Logan Lanchek with Sawgrass.
anyone tell me what that is, what's on?
We're an engineering firm and consulting firm in Spanish Fort, Alabama.
So. Sawgrass has a portion of their property which abuts Prichard. And it's an unincorporated county property. So there are really no adjoining property owners. They want to come into the city and we of course welcome them. This ordinance is the beginning stage for how I suggest we do that. We're following the procedure set forth in 1142:20 through 24 of the Code of Alabama as referenced in the ordinance. I will need to get a petition that I have offered to draft for these gentlemen that they need to execute and file, and I think with the city clerk. And eventually we have to file in everything with probate. But as a threshold matter, I would suggest passing the ordinance so we can get started on that. There's really no downside to this whatsoever. They want to avail themselves of being good citizens of Prichard and everything that comes with that. We obviously are interested in revenue that they will bring to the city, and so this is a win-win.
At this time, is there a motion to approve the request to annex Sawgrass into the city limits? Sorry, I have a question.
I just got this, I got this earlier. And I can let you know, there's no parcel information and nothing on there.
I know, we're gonna, that's for full description, that's where that was the best.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to combine.
Okay.
Said
We're calling the legal description, where it says legal description right there, that's where the actual legal description for the property. And we're gonna need to add on some things. Like the actual plat map, stuff like that in the ordinance, but we just wanna go ahead and get the ordinance passed now. Ratified out there, but it does need to be in there at that point. We need to throw it out there.
Okay, so there would be, is there a motion to approve the request of annexation of Sawgrass into the city limits? Was coming back to run subject to the ordinance information being corrected.
Madam President, is it a requirement that that be in there for
Is the
what the legal realm that? This now, do you know?
cities, you can. Then you're right.
We do need a legal description, we have that, but we can agree to do the annexation and then ratify with the description of the ordinance. I think they're eager to do it, we saw no reason for delay, or to go ahead and stuff. So I don't see it as a major impediment, except for, we do need to put it in at some point before we send it to probate, she's running on it. But y'all can vote it.
Where's the location at, Attorney Brisbane? Where, or you can tell me exactly where it is. That's right, I remember them.
So the property is located on Highway 158, just to the west of 45. It's next to Shadow Lawn Baptist Church. It's the adjoining property next to it.
Okay,
And the Baptist Church is actually already within the Prichard city limits. So we figured it would be beneficial to just go ahead and add on to it. Will be next door.
okay.
And it will be providing revenue, jobs.
Yes.
I want to say for sure there would be 2 new businesses, potentially a third one in that 18-acre property. That would be providing revenue, jobs, that's for. We would want to request that, I don't know if you could do this now, but be zoned under M1, and I want to say that entire corridor in that area is a B2 or B3. And that wouldn't fit within the scope of what we're trying to put out there.
Yeah, you would have to go for that.
Right, that's the zoning. But, what is it, are you trying to put out there in?
So I have some copies here of the updated layout. I would show this, but I'll leave these here with y'all guys. So come off of Highway 158, going westbound, we'll come into a rebar manufacturing shop that'll be getting in raw coils, and they're going to cut them up and bend them for local construction projects around the county. And then when they come off their entrance, they're wanting to put their main construction, we're representing Harwell Company. And they want to put their main construction building as their main feature within the parcel. And then their pool store, which they service pools in the area, that can be up in the air whether or not they want to move it to the same property as well. But basically be one large campus for their operations. And then that church is next door on this parcel. here. This is what we have. So I'll leave these here.
Yes, I'm familiar with Harwell Engineering. They're involved in the street repavement of the college roads.
They are there. They just, they're going to start doing the next resurfacing program.
And they also did Clark Avenue for us.
Yeah,
Did
did-
a wonderful
okay.
job with Clark.
Well, I'd like to make a motion that, we accept this ordinance to, annex them.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
Wait,
Make a motion.
okay.
Okay, I make a motion that we waive the reading.
Is there a second?
Second,
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood,
yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis,
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
I make a motion that we accept, this ordinance to allow Sawgrass to be annexed into the city of Prichard, pending, land description and plats, the legal description has to be annexed.
Second.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis,
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
Welcome to Prichard. Concerns of Public Works and Public Safety Committee meeting.
Right, so again, on Monday, we had a Public Works and Public Safety Committee meeting, and I just had a couple questions, in regards to some of the things that we had. The first one was the generators. I wanted to see, and I don't know if Ms. Kim can answer this, or, Mayor James, do we have any of the American Rescue Plan funds left so that we can purchase generators, because it looks like we don't have generators on several of the buildings here in the city.
We actually had a grant that we were trying to get, but the persons over that grant, they dropped the ball on what they should have done in order for us to get that grant. We do have the paperwork. We may be able to reach back out to try to get those fundings again.
As of right now, if we were talking about our hurricane plan, and if the power goes out, we don't have generators at this building here either, so we would not be.
The only building that we have generated for is Safe House. A safe.
So that's something we need to take a look at. We have some numbers. Also, I wanted to see about the William Gill Clark Center, the museum and the library. Those facilities could be deemed as shelters for the residents. We still have to wait for Red Cross. Red Cross, okay.
We can be a box in the city property. That's possible.
Okay.
Seal, and also the library. Those things.
So, speaking of those, or they can tell us what locations we need. And lastly, I think I had on my list was for equipment and supplies, like for public works, those guys that have safety vests, chainsaws, we have a storm, we have to cut down trees that's blocking the roads, uniforms, I have sandbags, first aid kits, safety glasses, a lot of that stuff that, from my understanding, they don't have no available at the public works or the police department, so we could see about some type of fund. I know that, the gas tax, 7 cents gas tax, can we use some of that funding to purchase any of that equipment for those departments?
So each year, those departments give us everything. You multiply those and spread it for everything's in the stuff. So currently right now, it seems that I have person additional. Yes, everything's in quarter hurricanes this year. Or it will be the same. We lost those police department.
Last question for the police department. I was thinking with a lot of the stuff that they need, are they allowed to use any other confiscated funds that were turned over to the city to purchase anything? That's needed. They could, okay. So maybe we can look into that to see what they have available there and they can use some of that to purchase some things. Maybe even some, maybe generator for that area at least. So that police department could still be operating if they need that, that's it to me.
Concerns of Councilwoman Williams regarding the Christmas extravaganza.
I'm just looking at the report that we received last week. That's in there. I see the total expense on here, but that's in the red. What's that? Is that, what was that? That's in the red.
Give me 1 second, Madam President, let me see if I still have a copy up in here with me. I'm not quite sure. And I don't have it with me. If you tell me what the line item says, I may be able to.
It doesn't have a line item, it just has an amount there. Now the one
What is?
was that, it was $48,394.86.
So that's the total amount that was raised. Is that was what was charged?
That's what we should.
Huh?
That's the amount, that's what we received in sponsorship.
Yes, okay, so that's the amount of cost less what we received in sponsorship.
So next year we need to try to raise that much more amount, so we won't be getting, so that's a red. Yes, we want there. And some of the, I was just wondering, about the full report, cause I know we had people that had to work out there. But that, like, did they get overtime? Was that added? That's not added in here also on those two. And we had some names listed here, but we didn't know what their funds was for.
Yes, ma'am.
That they received, there was nothing on the side. Like we know, like Blue Rims, we know you rent stuff, but we got names on here where people receive funds, but we don't know what they received them for.
Was it Dr. Porter? Because
There's no seating that said Dr. Porter, but I see, it was a Porter on here.
yes, ma'am, that was a reimbursement for her expending money for the extravaganza. And the receipts were brought in for items that we had to purchase for the event.
Okay.
Yes.
Concerns of Councilwoman Williams regarding the city of Prichard's fire hydrants.
We received an email about the fire hydrants that that some funds hadn't been paid on those. But I know we did, agree when we went into executive session to pay those bills. So was it some that we didn't pay?
Yes, ma'am. So, when we initially, when we initially, made the agreement with them, they told us we had to make a lump sum payment, I believe it was $1,000. And then we had to make a payment for the current bill. But there was a confusion about that initial payment.
And so I believe that's what has been rolling over, but we've been paying them every month.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and we had a meeting with them today, where we discussed. it.
Myself, if I may, Mrs. President, Councilwoman Williams, myself, we got the email too. I'm sure we got the email too, so we immediately got together on it because we wanted to make sure we were doing what we were supposed to do. After some correspondence with Mr. Connor, who represents the receiver, got with, finance director. And we had a Teams meeting today where we went over all the payments that we had made versus what they had and what they said we should pay. And what it appears is there was a little bit of confusion because some of and their invoices frankly is a little confusing, I think, but we've cleared it up now. The amount that was the arrearage amount was very close to the amount that was the current amount billed. And so the city finance thought that we had paid toward one or the other and we missed a payment or two. But we've talked to them about that. We know exactly how far we are behind and we expect to rectify that next week. So that, I believe, has been handled.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. The mistake was on us.
There was honest,
Not fame.
there was honest confusion. I do think after review that we probably owe them about 44,000.
Oh, we do on
Okay, but, I'm not blaming that on anybody. It was, there were a lot of numbers. There was a past due amount, there was a current amount. It was confusing based on the invoice. We clarified that with the receivers council, myself and the finance director. I expect her to catch that up. I think we said we were gonna do that next week, probably
By the end of the month.
by the end of the month, right?
So
Um,
that was $1,000 and some dollar late fee. Did they eat that for us?
They have not, but I thought I might ask them if they would do that. But I didn't want to bring that up when we were in the conversation we were in. But that would be a couple of grand we could save.
Correspondence from Mayor Davis regarding approval of resolution authorizing 8 Mile Athletic Association football and cheer program to do renovation to the concessions and bathroom for upcoming season.
Yes, Madam President, when I first got in office, I was approached by Ms. Adams in reference to this project. She said that they had been for years trying to get the concession area and the bathrooms renovated, and they get money from the county. This association does, and it would not have cost the city anything to do the renovations because they're gonna do it themselves. And so what they really just need from us, because it is city-owned property, is to have the permission to actually do the renovations. And so I'm putting this before council today to ask for an approval for a resolution for the association to go in and upgrade and renovate that concession area and bathrooms for those patrons that use that park. So we own that park. We do.
That's always true. I renovated over there about 3 years ago, so I don't know what the bathrooms look like now. But when I went over there, well, I see the two of you smiling and everything, but they were looking good because I got a contractor to go over there and they replaced everything in those bathrooms. And I went over there and they painted them, they put a roof on it, and they did all of that. So I don't know. And it needs to be done again. I don't know. And President,
reason we laugh is they have people going and so those travel. So it was built quicker, but now it's time to go. But it might go with some metal versus.
Yeah, because they've gone in there and we have an unhoused population that lives in that area. And they go in there and they mess the bathrooms up. And so. Did they submit a plan or it is?
Right,
Say
scope of
what they
work.
want to do?
They also it's on file. Also, expecting watch the process.
Right, they still have to follow the procedure of making sure that, the contractor is licensed and bonded. They make sure that our inspection department is, issuing the permits and doing the inspections upon completion of the work.
Yeah, President. Just so I'm clear, and this isn't a cost to the city.
No.
They have funds already.
They have their funds.
Make a motion, yeah. Make a motion that we approve the authorizing of 8 Mile Athletic Associated Football and Cheer program to go ahead with the renovations for the concession and the bathroom for the upcoming season.
I second.
And just to, I was looking at the resolution, the resolution, I think it needed to have a couple corrections that needed, but we'll get it corrected. next time.
I second.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood,
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
Correspondence from Mayor Davis to sign AARP grant agreement.
Madam President, we spoke about this in our report.
Make a motion that we accept the signing of the AARP grant agreement.
Second.
But that, you know what, I forget on here it says 1,200, but it's 15,000, right?
No, Stanley, you skipped the line.
Oh, yeah, I'm down, there it is, okay, I'm on.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
Proposed resolution to purchase vehicles from the city of Bay Minette in the amount of $1,200.
Well,
Yeah.
have they been looked over and deemed workable by our mechanic? And you know, that's a lot of money, but
It's $300. Yeah.
$1,200 is $1,200.
Yes, yes.
So will there be a lot of work we need to do on them?
No, I mean, I understand we just need to get them wrapped, right? We gotta get them.
Just need to get, put batteries in them and get the lights that was taken off, put back on.
That's it.
And then wrap them to say city of Prichard.
So with these, we'll be able to have hire more officers as well.
Make a motion that we approve the purchase of the vehicles for $1,200. Let me see if they can.
Second.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
Correspondence from Mayor Davis regarding proposed ordinance for emergency garbage contract.
Again, Madam President, you have in your packet, the contract from, McDuffie. It has been reviewed, by legal. And we're asking that you all approve this so that we don't have to go into another month of service with RDK. For these.
Once again, I would like to make a motion that we need a public hearing and hear from our mechanics and the vendors, so we get like a complete picture of what we have now and what we can expect.
Second.
And the question I have is that if we're doing the public hearing, is everybody available to do it as soon as possible right now? Next week, I know Monday is a holiday. Maybe Tuesday.
Okay, can we do it at our next council meeting?
So that's a lot. Yeah, we got.
Yeah.
That's.
Madam President, point of order. That's not on that item is not on the agenda.
What item?
Public hearing.
No, she was making a motion to refer it though, so we were offering to do a public hearing. We can reschedule a public hearing at a later time. We could just make a motion to refer it until our Chinese present next week.
So, yes. Madam President, so
I make a motion that we refer it to, I mean, I withdraw my original motion.
Yeah.
So I make a motion that we refer this contract to our council attorney.
If there's,
second,
Councilwoman Williams,
yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis,
No,
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hager.
yes, motion carried.
Next item, request of Mayor Davis to send Sierra 251 W9 to the investigative committee.
Yes, ma'am. Madam President, we have in your packet, a correspondence from the IRS. Upon vetting of the file for, I believe it's Zaria 251, Mr. Harriman, we gave him a check for $4,000. And we did a search on the EIN number with the IRS, and that number is not valid. And you should have that in your packet where it came back that it's not a valid EIN number. And so we're asking that we refer this over to the investigative committee, because the administration would recommend that if they do not have a valid EIN number, that we rescind the payment to them until we can get all this straight.
Madam President. Yes, this is Zaire 251, it's the company that I'm using to shoot my commercial. Yeah, I think it was just miswritten down or mispunched in, but I do have the I do have a corrected EIN number that they are using for their company, and also though they have not been paid $4,000. I still have the funds, I still have the check. Like I said, I do my due diligence also, and we haven't even come close to paying them. So with that, we'll just run with the EIN that they give me, and if not, we'll hand it appropriately. So if y'all want to send it to the investigation committee, it's fine with me, but we can really just run the correct numbers and see where we go from there. If that's what you all like to do.
What is the investigative committee? Because I understand that was formulated when the council started the investigation, then we come up with a committee for this investigation that we would do. So are we putting this as a permanent thing?
No, the investigative committee is not a permanent committee. No.
That's what I'm saying. So that was developed for this purpose, for that purpose.
Right, I didn't think it was relevant.
My suggestion is if you will provide what they're looking for, then I know what the
Yes. Yeah, I think it's two things. Right.
We need an updated W-9.
You have to update that.
Right. Updating W-9 and run after it, see where we go from there.
So we need to be clear on this investigative committee.
Is it still up and functional?
Huh?
Is it still up and functional, or do we need it, or
And the investigative
What?
committee is still functioning, but it was
does it
designed
take on
for-
matters?
Right.
So this is how the scope of the investigation committee. Am I correct?
I understood it was to investigate the finance.
Oh.
Right, you're providing the correct W-9, we'll check
We can move.
if they provide it to the finance department. I don't honestly see a need for it to go to the investigative committee if we're providing the documentation.
But the investigative committee, I know, now what I'm saying is that was developed when the council voted. Huh?
The council will investigate
That's what I'm saying. So this is not anything ongoing. But we didn't vote for this to be ongoing. You're saying turning this over to the investigative committee, like this is a committee that has been developed for anything to be investigated.
That's
I would think if it's related to finances, but I mean, if you're gonna provide the W-9 with correct information, I think it comes back if it's not provided
she said.
and it doesn't work out.
But what I'm saying is this shouldn't even be used in investigative committee, but that was developed out of the other issues we was having. And it wasn't developed as a permanent committee, so that don't even need to be here once this investigation is over with. What I'm saying, so I don't want us to be saying turn this over to the investigation committee when that is not
Right.
part of this council.
Madam President, if we could just get the corrected W-9.
Yeah.
Request of Mayor Davis to send RFP to more garbage to bid committee.
Yes, Madam President, we request that the, RFP for, outsourcing of garbage go to the, bid committee, be sent over to bid.
Have we received this? Is there a motion to refer the specifications for the bid committee meeting? Well, they don't actually a meeting is tomorrow. We have a speech for.
You did not get their space on. In the email, you didn't get them in your email? No, they were attached to the first. They were attached to the first email that I sent. They should have attached to the first email.
Your friend, okay. So their motions to refer specifications once we receive them from the clerk to the bid committee that's actually scheduled for tomorrow. Is that one of? Oh,
I make a motion.
I'll take one. Sorry. Is there a second?
Say,
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis,
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
yes,
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
Put these two together, pass their companions, claim against the city, one Terry Bailey and Brandon, Taylor.
Is there a motion to refer the claim to the mayor's office to be forwarded to the city attorney to review?
So moved.
say,
Councilwoman Williams. Councilwoman Johnson Norwood.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
yes,
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
Concerns of Councilwoman Fox Bettis regarding Prichard Stadium.
Yes, I don't want to belabor this too long, and I don't know what committee I refer this to, but at our last council meeting, it was stated that, after the mayor made a report about trying to get some resources to revitalize, the Prichard Municipal Stadium, that we do not own Prichard Stadium. And that was news to me. I had no idea that we did not own the stadium, and I don't know if my predecessors know whether or not we own it, and if we did own it, and now we don't own it, when do we sell it? But then that raises even greater concerns as to how were we even able to look at doing extensive redevelopment and revitalization of the stadium if we didn't own it? And even our attorney said she was assured us that no, we never owned it, and they couldn't get the owners to sell it. But we spent like almost over $400,000 on plans between that for the stadium and for College Park in my district. So it just began to raise a lot of questions for me. And if that's true, or not? Do we own it or do we not? own
Well,
it?
if I can clarify that, it was donated, I do have the deed, I don't have it, with me on my computer. But it was donated with very specific, uses. So it has to be used for either athletics, any type of recreation or park. But with, as long as we do those, type of activities, we're free to do whatever we need to it. But we cannot tear it down. We can
Do we know
renovate it.
who donated? Who donated this?
It's a family that donated it out.
Back on.
And so so they donated us, so do we actually own it then, or do they still retain ownership? And they're allowing us to use it.
I'll be happy to look at the deed regarding this. It sounds like what you're talking about, Councilman, sounds like maybe there was a transfer with covenants. And there's some restrictions on it potentially. Which may mean we own it, but we can, like you said, a limited use, but I don't mind. Moshe has already looked at this, that's great. But it's not hard to pull the deed off probate. I'm happy to do that.
And I guess my next question would be then, if there's restrictions for like, when you say you can't tear down, if it's beyond repair, we can't fix it. I mean, to rebuild it, that would be my thought that it would still be used as a stadium, but perhaps, because I think it's deemed uninhabitable now, if I'm correct, that it's deemed inhabitable now.
I know some time ago, the county did a feasibility study and, the bleachers were unsafe. The bathrooms have been totally renovated and, it was quite expensive, so the county pretty much backed out. So, things I've been looking at are developers who, because it does have a use as far as, an entertainment venue. I think the guy that did the egg drop, he talked about, having rodeo there, with different seating and so forth. But it bears looking into what can we use that stadium for.
Madam President, I think, I'm glad that we're having this discussion. Again, we talked with ADM on last week, and this is for Councilwoman Norwood, she wasn't here. ADM is willing to look at beginning a, brownfields grant for us. And that's federal dollars, it comes from EPA. And the concern came about because we were told that we did not own the property. And of course, in order for us to apply for that grant, we would have to own the property. Well, before I had called ADM, I did do the Mobile County search on it to see who owned the property because I had heard that in the wind too. And I had seen that we have on the tax record, it says the city of Prichard. And so that's why I contacted ADM. And so they are willing to look at beginning that process for us because that building is so old. It probably has lead paint and asbestos and things of that nature that would qualify it for a brownfield.
Right, well, if that's the case, but didn't you say, Josh, we could own it, but we have to use it
For certain things.
for certain things? So I think we should be able to get this
Yes.
grant,
Right.
and just as long as we use it accordingly.
I don't know that for a fact, Councilman Smith, yet, but that would make sense. And when Councilwoman Norwood said that about that is something that is commonly done to give land for charitable or civic purpose, but make sure it's restricted in what it can be used so somebody can sell it off of the
Yeah,
building.
just before I came to, they were asking about Prichard Stadium, and I was letting, we're trying. Everybody wants something done. But
Community definitely wants to see something.
I should have some answers for you next week that give you something to go for.
yeah. Okay,
I'm done.
good. Come on,
Can we just get an update next week?
As the mayor to,
Update the
proceed
with
ABM, I make a motion that we ask the mayor to proceed with ABM for in regard to the stadium.
Second.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nagle.
Yes, motion carried.
Correspondence from Mayor Davis regarding memorandum of understanding between Alabama Office of Minority Affairs.
Yes, ma'am. I was, Madam President, I was contacted by, the state of Alabama Minority Affairs Department. They are doing an internship program with the Alabama colleges and universities. And, they have offered the city of Prichard an opportunity to have, interns. And so I'm asking the council to allow me to sign this agreement with them. It's a 13-week agreement. The hourly pay is $20.83 per hour. They'll work 28 hours and we're asking for 10 interns.
Have y'all selected the 10 interns?
They select them and they send them over to us.
Okay.
Based on what we talk.
I would like to make a motion.
And just, is there a second? Okay.
I see.
And just the question I have, so it's completely paid for by
Yes,
this program?
it is.
Yeah, we don't have any responsibility or liability at all.
We do have responsibility. If you look at, if you look at what the onboarding and the, supervision, the workplace, those are our responsibilities there. There are no additional, benefits that are required or expected, by us, like vacation, sick time, insurance, things of that nature. So we don't have to do any of that, but, we do have those responsibilities.
And then they select the 10, and what day will they start?
June the 1st.
Okay. Is there a resolution? Do we need a resolution for that?
No, I just need permission to sign the MOU.
Give a second.
She said.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nagle.
Yes, motion carried.
Yeah, we do need one.
Proposed resolution, establishing special care facility advisory committee.
This is the resolution that was submitted by Councilman Smith about the ad hoc committee. There a motion to approve the ad hoc committee for special care facility advisory.
Make a motion to approve.
There's a second.
Second.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nagle.
Yes, motion carried, and Councilman Smith would be the presider, and then, council, she just left, she, Fonz Betty said she would like to work with you. Patrick.
That's cool. Yes.
Please.
Concerns with Shep Townsend regarding sweepstakes.
Mr. Townsend isn't here, but he did submit some information for us to review. And during the pre-council, we said that we refer it to the administration for the attorney to clear him.
Motion to adjourn.
Fair motion to refer to the attorney.
Motion to refer to the attorney.
There's second.
Second.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nagle.
Yes, motion carried.
Announcement.
Any announcements?
Yes, Madam President, we have, two events that's gonna be happening for Memorial Day. One is, there's a congressional, gold medal awardee, that will be presented, to his family. That will begin at 1:30 here in council chambers because the air conditioning is not working in the auditorium. I'm sorry. It's canceled. They canceled. It's just canceled. Okay. Okay, that announcement. Okay, just know
It's supposed to rain this weekend. I know the blessing of the.
For the congressional awarding too.
Okay. All right.
And yeah, are they still having the event over at Hope Farm? No, Grand Cyprian is canceled. He just texted, he canceled.
I'm talking about the other, no, it's the one here. With Daniel. It's great fun.
No, Grand Cyprian canceled his event because he texted instead of 70%, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
No, and then, you know, opportunity, is supposed to be doing the career day over in Renaissance Park. But I don't know if it's going to be canceled due to inclement weather. Not heard. Yeah, we'll send an email out.
If they're,
Big committee.
Yes, I would just like to thank everyone, my colleagues and the mayor for your resolution for my brother. And it was a very, very lovely funeral. All my family came from even upstate New York and California. And it meant a great deal to everyone. So thank
Big committee. Then I get the information. Will still be on for 10 o'clock tomorrow.
there are no other announcements. Everybody be safe for the holiday. If you have any extra barbecues, feel free to bring it to us. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Say.
Justin Norwood, Italian Mayor.
Yes.
Yes, motion carried.
Thank you. I'll cook that.